today me and Marsha and Dr. Shadow will be acting to it. So let's get
Let's go! Sorry. Hopefully, you guys don't think I'm cringe this time, but okay. Oh, this is insane. Bro, if we were there, we'd have a giant sign that said subscribe to Project Gamers and Dr. Shadow. Dr. Shadow, say hi to the viewers.
Champ team is going to be and originally off the
Oh, they're starting. Oh, shoot.
Peter Bot's already got an Ashman.
If that would have just been a mammoth pistol right
Yeah,
out
bro,
of the
did we start at the perfect time, guys? Subscribe if you think we did. Because we literally did.
Oh,
Ali! He's gonna go ahead and deliver
Guys,
that
we're
one
gonna act a little
That's a Moxie. What's happening?
as soon as he gets the chance, but they're just gonna shield up.
Oh, this is insane, chat.
Reload is about 100%
Chat, sorry guys, we're not doing this live. We got banned for being live, but
keep an eye on where Allie and Mongrel are actually.
But if we could, we definitely do this live.
A little bit of pressure.
But if you guys want to watch this after,
Twitch is so low.
if you guys think that like, if you guys don't have enough time today to watch this, you can watch it another day with our channel.
No, I don't think it is for the most part, but because of those 100%,
Well, Courage literally said that.
Wait a minute, no.
rather safely, or you
Never
can
mind.
choose to fight
There's
later,
40
or you
people
can
up,
get that
so
full loadout, but
20
I did
things.
see in the feed
How are Alex?
Gamer taking down Courage. Now Cypher PK is going down, so a lot of these players already just going right at it to try to get
because
those early
Ruby-
elimination points, so they don't have to worry about a
Alex?
deficit later on.
And it's always rough to be one of the first players eliminated because then you're just an open season target for the rest of the lobby. Alex, if he'd had that reload online, we might have even expected to see him fire a shot out of that mammoth one more time. But
So yeah, what I was saying is that if you didn't have time to watch live stream live, you could just watch this and watch the highlights of it.
more
So.
so Peter Bots.
Everybody's kind of switching things up. It does look like Seti is just away.
This video is probably going to be not that long. We're not watching the whole thing, but we're just trying to show you guys the highlights of it.
Walker and Mr. Savage.
From on top and
And we're probably going to have like 0 cuts in it, probably like 1.
Lachlan and Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage dead.
Action, Peter Bot wants his own part of it. Finding that first elimination now means
Lachlan
everybody
might
else
be
is
dead
like
here.
scrambling. Lachlan trying to
Oh my
escape.
gosh, this lady's freaking out.
Peter Bot, watch your back.
Oh, Peter Bot!
Oh, Dig Dodge. Oh, wait, no, Dig Dodge.
It's like a Peter Bot hit list, and it scores 38.
Oh, you can literally hear the
Oh, Mr.
crowd.
Savage just came
You
back.
can literally
Oh,
hear the
he's
crowd
doing
go
Everybody in
wild.
the game. Here in Savage getting rebooted, and these are the big warnings that we were talking about. It's just like a flare in the sky. They
Yo, everyone's going crazy for Peter Bot.
Peter Bot is just
My calls on Sigma Gamer and
find at least a shockwave
Peter
to
Bot
just
just
a little bit more
took some
distance.
falls.
But how far can you run when Peter Bot
And,
is chasing you
Blue Bot.
down like this? He still
Blue
has a
Bot.
couple of shots.
Peter
Oh,
Bot's
DK30's
doing
over there.
Inside
Peter
this
Bot's
mammoth
just doing
and
too
then
good.
DK30, you might wanna
the ready
run.
Savage
Oh,
clip, but he doesn't have enough HP to tank.
Oh, he took down Mr. Savage.
Emoted on!
Emoted on him. Bro, this is insane.
Wait, is that
I
you?
don't know if anybody
think
knows,
Ali
but Savage
just-
kind of just helped the lobby right there because you saw Peter Bot only
I
had
can't even
one
see
more
Ali. I haven't seen
mammoth
Ali
pistol
once
shot
in this whole
left,
thing. I
so
feel
he's
so
not going to be
bad.
able to
It
do that
just
much damage
started.
from far away
No,
anymore
like
unless
before,
he
like,
finds his
interviews.
loot llama in the
Masha.
back of Ozzy Antic to see if you have any more of those that I can borrow. Thomas HD,
Ooh,
Somerset,
that's-
just moving
Ooh, that they
forward,
also
Richard
might
drop
win because they're
spot,
cracked.
And you can see they have a pretty decent
Oh, she's playing
loadout,
she's
but
playing as a
we're
losing
looking for
fruit.
Thomas
Triple
HD,
skull?
no sniper, no mammoth pistol. He doesn't have the firepower that we expect him to have yet.
A little bit of you take this, I'll take that from Somerset and Thomas. But
Whoa,
Aussie, Peter Bot, they're not done. Pete especially.
Pete.
He's just keying.
Peter.
They're taking Mongo and
Peter
LA.
Parker Bot.
Oh, Mongo might be tipsy.
Annoyed even that these two would have the audacity
Oh,
to
Ali is
challenge
right
them
there.
at Slurpee
He's
Swamp.
literally
Oh,
right
LA!
there.
LA almost killed Peter Ball.
Down, Pete.
Come on now.
Forced to pull back, but Aussie, he's
Come on
got
now.
the supportive measure. He
Yeah.
knows his responsibility,
come on.
and he's going to make sure that Pete is
Oh,
safe.
Peter Bot, you can
Little
cook.
things, Taco. It's the little
Oh,
things right
he's
there
coming.
for Ozzy. Being able to go in, sneak in. He edited the
But
back
why they
side
literally just
for
show Peter
Bot
Bot?
to
It's
safely
crazy.
escape.
It's
And
because he has a
knows
highlight.
that
Peter
he'll
Bot
get
almost
exactly
died.
what he needs
Yeah, I
in
know,
a
from
situation
Ali.
like that because it was definitely a tough
I wish
spot
I
to be in for a quick moment.
Yeah, me
But
too.
relatively early, third zone,
That'd be
only
sick.
one tick of damage. You can still stay and stagger yourself back if you need be.
But you see Aussie play back
Okay.
up and then immediately goes right back to the farming.
Actually,
It'll be
oh,
a
and
test of
Cypher.
endurance for
like
those
that
two
one.
making their way out of Slurpee Swamp. But Nika, Otisai, can't even classify them as a dark horse because these are two very high-tier competitors, but with the way that they're kind of trying to position right now, Jacob, it looks like they don't want to get caught up in too much of that early commotion. They'd rather prioritize the positioning.
Yeah, I was talking to them in the player room before it started. They're just going to play their game. They're not concerned with everybody's drop spots. They're not concerned with everybody's strategies. They're not even concerned with anybody sleeping on them. They say, hey, that's a blessing because they're not going to see what's coming. And I think they're just focusing on prioritizing the rotation this time around. That's why they're going toward the north. But toward the eastern side of the zone is going to be gone. And Flakes, they've had a rough time. That surprise triple contestation could delay your timing so much.
And even with vaccine reason, calling out the fact, hey, we're just looking to take the dock side entirely out of Salty Docks, but Cooper made a great point. He called out that those two are eventually going to have to rotate in, and guess where they're going to have to go through? Both of these duos, opposite ends, so the fight was inevitable from Salty, and it's kind of put everybody a little bit more scattered.
Take a look at this, though.
What? TG, bro.
One of the most viewed Fortnite creators in
He is the
world
most viewed
right now. And he's carrying the World Cup champion Bugha 2 eliminations to 0. He has 7 crash pads, the legendary Slurp Juice. He has a very good loadout. Right now, the only real concern for them is how they're going to make their way into
momentous,
the zone. They did let 1 or 2 teams already pass them on that rotation, and there's a
point of Fortnite, guys.
Moment. You have to remember, this is someone who's been playing alongside Quinn even out of the West region.
Well, for us, I
and
guess,
they've been
we're not
able to
like
have some
that.
pretty strong performances. He's definitely a strong competitor. I'm excited to see how they continue to cook in this lobby, but Kanata, Ronaldo,
Ronaldo?
a little bit clipped,
I didn't know Ronaldo played Fortnite.
From Typical Gamer and Bugha, so they are very much aware they might be getting pressed here soon.
Mammoth Pistol is going to be in Kanata's hands. They Ronaldo kind of like clean up, load out the stinger. Kanata can land a good amount of damage with that Mammoth Pistol. Whether either one of the shotgun or the SMG can be able to clean that one up easy. But
Fortnite version of
a lot of teams already pressing forward in that rotation. They're just kind of biding their time. They're a team with 2 weapons.
They're push kipping
that know that patience is a virtue and just being able to just slowly let other players make the mistakes that you can capitalize on.
That's
And Alex kind of carrying over that performance from yesterday's practice lobbies. Already 3 eliminations.
the first play in this lobby that
Definitely
got
keeping in mind just how impactful those individual elim points will actually amount to. And he's got gone and Flakes in his sights. Hill doesn't even get a chance to respond. Threw up an attempt to defend himself, but Alex is way too quick on the trigger.
And that's what we were talking about in those practice games. Alex going punch for punch with the
Making
likes of
30.
Peterbot in terms of getting simple eliminations as we're seeing the zone. It is going to close up just a little bit, but it's a 50-50 from the south side being in the zone, and that's why you see Peterbot and Ozzy just trying to rotate to the north. It's not a ton of damage by any means.
Bye, Ozzy, I'm sorry, but
to save and utilize their heals for as long as possible.
But why is everyone in the storm? That's not really how you play Fortnite.
Someone shot it.
Peterbot's name on it. And
That's kind of
smart. Without having to actually use it on himself, probably the better off they're going to feel with these rotates. And the direction that they're headed, though, Somerset, Thomas HD, they might have an opportunity here to try and cut off some teams, play a little bit of spoiler to this edge zone.
Yeah, loadout's looking pretty good. They got that chug cannon, so that's basically infinite heals. You just need the timing to let them charge up. As Cold and Courage find themselves all the way towards Stevie's stacks, but there's about 6 teams on this side of the map. They find themselves in the zone, though. That's a luxury they know they can count on for now.
This is still a nice readjustment in comparison to a lot of the troubles that we saw them
Spam
encountering.
W Fortnite in the chat if you want Fortnite.
Courage, Cold,
Whoa,
and subscribe if you
their
want.
time. They don't actually have to throw away their positioning anytime soon, but if Regs and Nahil get a little bit too close in their space, you can expect some sparks to fly.
Yeah, and I feel like it's this point of the game, the nerves start to just get a little bit more up there because those reboots are about to turn off in Zone 7. So most of the teams are already rotated. You can see it in the minimap in close proximity of one another. So even though you go down here, now it's the 6 zone, you will reboot, but where are you going to go? Where are you going to find the loot? So that's where you're seeing a lot of these teams taking it just a little bit more serious than some of the games that we saw yesterday.
Plus, you got to keep in mind, Cooper, Zemi, they were grinding all morning. They've got to be feeling very warmed up, doing nonstop.
No, but this lady's like 15 years old and she knows like grinding this. This is insane.
They just shot right towards that center zone. They're bound to get caught up in a little bit of action, but Reddish,
Bet she plays Fortnite.
they want to be
She's
the
better
one
than me.
intervening. They've got an exchange up
Yeah, but she's old.
Reddish and Benno, they don't want to let up any pressure.
Okay.
They're just going to
Why is he
continuously
cheating?
spray into where that action's taking place.
I just feel so bad for
There's
Ronaldo
a
right
cheater
now.
in my
I don't even know where he's going. He just done it, but he did it.
That's what you look at a former FNCS champ for, okay?
I like
Ronaldo's got his method. He's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Typical gamer dead.
Vengeance. It's typical
Emotional
gamer.
dead.
Gone in flakes. Interrupted.
And
That's just so
Ronaldo
late.
dead.
It's a tough spot to be in, too. He couldn't even fully stand
Oh,
up.
Lacey
He kinda stepped
and
crouched
Flakes
down
are
on top
kinda
of the
like
mountain.
showing.
For Zemi, honestly, leading up into this Pro-Am, this has to be one of the most predicted teams in top 5, one of the most predicted teams to actually win the FNCS Pro-Am. But hold up, Cole getting busy. Kurt said they were going to take out Cypher PK.
Oh.
I'm not sure if he said he was going to do it himself,
Wait,
or he's going to
wait.
let Cole do it for him.
Look, who else was getting their duo bananas? Who else was getting their duo water?
I'm really
Courage, that's
encouraged JB
and it's
right
showing
now.
off here. Cold, feeling primed and ready to go. Cypher being
Oh,
the
no,
first
Cypher.
victim. And
Cypher is
possibly
also
many
a
more to
beef.
come.
Wait, what's Taylor's?
Cypher also in a tough spot. With Moxie being a little bit of a solo here for a few seconds, if she can buy the time, they will. And you hear that sound. Reboots are going to be disabled from here on out. If you go down, you are forced to watch the rest of the game play out. Oh,
Every player for themselves, and absolutely nobody is safe. Shockwave or crash
Moxie out of the game. Moxie's out of the
But
game.
you've got to keep your head on a swivel, otherwise you
It's
might
elimination.
lose it. As
Wait.
Benno so
What's
nicely showcased, but Benno and Reddish,
Wait, Cypher?
they still got their work cut out for them. They know there's a lot
Oh,
of
Cypher and
gamers
Moxie are
that
out,
don't
I think.
necessarily want to be knocking on the doors of just yet. You're trying to draw as little of attention as
Oh,
possible.
Ali is so low. Oh my god.
ooh, oh yeah, I did see him kind of get targeted by a few players, dropped to a low HP. Peterbot's the one that's actually cleaning up the
He's out
elimination.
of
Points go to
competition.
Booga. Luke goes to Peterbot. And that's where you're seeing a whole lot of importance as Moxie. We literally saw her go down. Now we're seeing what happens when you get rebooted a little too late, and now she is out of there.
But look at Nick and Queasy. They're already trying to come into your eye. Peterbot and Aussie,
I don't
they're
know.
just going to clear out their own dead side rotate. Pete, always happy to get involved with a little bit of box-to-box fighting. And if they're not
Typical gamer
careful,
down.
though,
Ooh,
Hydra
typical
might actually take
gamer
notice
dead.
of what's going on. Mongrel, barely lucky to still be alive right now. That's a rare miss from Peterbot.
And he's feeling the pressure
Yeah,
here
I
because
think
this is
Peterbot
a
was
dual
gonna do good, though.
competition. But for the rest of this game, Mongrel's going to have to
He's
play it out
probably
as a
gonna
solo. And I think Peterbot sees the weakness. He's getting the green light, but shots
Oh,
come in. They
God.
spray the cover. Really forced them to kind of rethink that strategy
How
there
did I
for that
forget?
quick moment. And that's saving Mongrel. He doesn't even know how he just got
Archie
on a
Antics.
high ground. You know him. You love him.
Oh.
It's Queasy. It's Nick at 30. And hopefully this time
Bro, what
around
is-
they can hold on to their high ground.
The zone pulling over this hillside has just completely set Queasy
Of course
and Nick in an
not.
optimal position, but you always have to be careful because high ground can be challenged at any given moment, and Queasy
Bro,
is
why
fully
like
aware
Nikki
of that fact.
30
He's
Cypher
already caught a
PK?
glimpse
Typical
of
gamer,
Shota
like,
and
OG
Koyoda on that
folks.
secondary height, but teams are on the
I
move.
don't
They're
know.
trying to control that front side
Are you
line,
guys still
and
recording?
Bullseye Nikon
Yeah.
waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Yeah, he has to let that legendary slurp juice get his HP and
He's
shield back up. Because if he were to go now, one Mammoth Pistol will definitely do him in. But now the crash pad's going out. They're just
Yeah, what's up,
trying to
Dr.
make their way
Shadow?
to the front side of the gun. Clicks and Lacey, same thing as Cold finds himself with another
Yeah.
elimination. That's one each for Courage and Cold. He promised one banana means one elimination, and he kept that promise right here.
Oh, that's Potassium helping counteract those black crabs. Courage, he's coming alive. Somebody throw out the time machine for this man. But Nick, Queasy, still up on the high ground, still trying to prevent anybody in these lower layers. And Reddish Benno caught up in a little bit more of the mix-up than what they were hoping for. But it's Vaxity who's on the back heel. Vaxity gonna be forced to shockwave away. Cold though, he just lost the ball. Doesn't matter. He's Koyoda down
Oh,
for the
this
count.
is what
It's a
you
different
know they
level
do
of
to people
flexibility
like
when
you.
you're playing as a solo. No, you now have to be careful anymore. And Ozzy gets caught out as well.
Ozzy's
Cole
dead.
just taking names and checking them off that list one
Peterbot?
at a time. But there's no
Bye.
siphon. He needs the HP, and he found Peterbot's Chug Jug.
That's all that Cole needed. He just wanted all of the material, all of the opportunities that Aussie was able to provide off that body loop. But Nick, Queasy, they're still intact. They're still fully in control of this
Oh my
high ground.
gosh.
Fix and Lacey might be hoping to try
I
and
know.
counteract this, but from the secondary high position,
Oh,
they still got to
Storm's
deal with these
closer.
teams on
Nick
low.
and
Queasy and Nick, they're
Queasy
not letting
have
up
a good
either.
chance of winning
Alex
this.
doing what he can to fend for himself. himself.
How many people left? 25 is a small.
Immediately shockwaving towards the
Sure.
front side low. They're waiting. They're hoping that somebody is going to run into one of
Extra
their
red.
Briannas.
This is actually insane.
No! And now they're moving on Alex. Alex is Mr. Savage and Power Walker right there.
Another one, Savage. Weak as can be on the other side. Lockwood's there as well. Shockwave from Panada, causing a little bit of destruction and confusion. As Paul simply also has an opportunity there, but
That
he
was
misses out. But Stephanie's
Peter.
gonna steal that one away.
Peter might be dead. We can't edit.
Struggling
Oh,
with
Peter Ball dead!
but they send him back to the lobby anyway.
And Peter Ball will not win number 1. Extra quick. Still alive. Coach is still here. DK30 dead in the zone.
Oh, this is actually insane.
Queasy still on ground. Taking short
CG and Booga died.
Shockwaving down.
Ooh! Clicks is still on. Clicks is still on. Clicks is still on. Oh my gosh, it's up to this, guys. It's up to this. It's actually up to this chart.
Queasy trying
This
to
is insane, chart.
Queasy trying to. Oh!
Oh no, Queasy! He's insane! He's absolutely insane! He's absolutely insane, chart! It's a deep play of the screen. Sorry guys, when I get too scared I speak Spanish.
And they absolutely blocked off Queasy's attempt to actually catapult himself back.
Extra clicks!
Come on, Clicks!
No! Stop. Calm down. Shockwaving out of zone. Oh! Extra clicks dead. Clicks is dead.
Alright guys, what is that ad? Oh, we don't care about ads. We don't care about any ads, chat. We care about who wins this.
Queasy dead.
You're cooked. You're actually cooked.
Gate Cooper is still. Gate Cooper and Sammy still
Still
alive.
pretty close.
Oh, 2v2.
So tight.
Wait, no.
2v2 chat. Oh, wait.
Wait, no.
But it's only a short stint. He doesn't
Go
want
for
to
it.
stay there.
2v1.
Peacock goes down. 2v1 situation. If anybody can do it, it has to be Queasy.
But Queasy's just out.
Queasy!
Sammy and Gate Cooper. We're number
Let's
1.
go!
They want to keep that momentum.
That is insane, guys.
Game of the
Insane.
practice games yesterday.
No,
They held
wait.
on to that momentum. They held on to their confidence, and they fired off here in game 1. Let's go and see how they're feeling with Frankie.
All right, guys.
I
Congratulations.
don't really don't know who any of them are, but
Your victory royale winners. Cooper, you knew that he had it in him. He's been practicing for this moment, but did you think straight out the gate you'd be picking up the first
smells like
victory
content
royale?
creator.
100%. I mean, we're going to win this whole thing. I'm with the best teammate here. I'm feeling super confident. Gelling feels good.
Is it
I'm feeling
Cooper?
great.
That's Cooper.
All eyes
He's
were on
super confident.
Queasy and the high ground, but you
No,
guys
he's
were
super-
just staking
Sammy
things
is
out
super-
on the low ground. Talk me through that end game.
Yeah, I mean, end game, we looked at high ground. We saw they were very established. Cooper called it to go low ground. I was on him the whole time. He was calling it, and I was just trying to get kills, give him everything he needs, and it worked out.
It really did work out. Do you think you need to change things up now to keep people
You
guessing
really
in the
see
lobby?
the guy.
No, I mean, we
Trying
might
to
change
change
things.
his-
We might not.
Oh,
I don't know,
GG.
but all I know is we're gonna win more.
Oh, Clicks
Well, all
is
eyes
trying
are
to.
going to be
What is
on
Clicks
you.
doing to you
Cooper,
right now? What's
after
happening?
game 1,
No, that might
we've
be
got the
like-
eye test now. Who do you think
you.
is the biggest competition here?
I mean, I don't got any competition here, honestly. I think we're miles ahead of everyone. We just stay consistent, stay confident. No one's beating me here.
All right then,
Oh my
guys.
gosh,
Please
so
give it up one
confident.
more time.
Confident.
Cooper and Zenny!
Yeah, I like that confidence.
To
But I want
kick
TG
things
to
off
bro.
here
That's
in
obvious.
Los Angeles. We'll be right back after this break.
Well, I
I'll break.
have used the
Break of what?
Like, are they like going to?
Are they gonna go get some like food?
I don't know.
Is it like a food break? Like
Oh, it's like a.
intermission.
Chat was. Oh, 2 minutes.
I'm going to a Jersey.
We'll be back right after this break. Okay.
After the
leaderboard.
break.
Yeah, with how wild game 1 was so far, I can only expect it to kind of double, triple in games 4 and 5 at the end of the day because we saw 16 teams alive.
Oh,
before
Battle
the
Pass.
points
Battle
went
Pass.
in. But let's get into game number 2 because we want action.
Games like are only 7 minutes.
Oh my poopies.
Look, any game 1 jitters that might have existed, it's got to go out the window. Everybody just needs to absolutely
that
lock
team
in because it
is
doesn't matter if you're a
hard
pro,
to
it doesn't matter if you're a creator. everybody has equal opportunity to find those eliminations with the way that things are getting so chaotic in these end games.
Sometimes you just got to start to take a little bit more control over your own destiny, whether that's getting eliminations, pushing up for more positioning, because we saw it. Zone 5, that's when a lot of the teams started position, but Peterbot finds himself at Dirty Dots. Ozzy finds himself down. They probably spotted him out, but Bugha and Typical Gamer as a solo. Peterbot thought he was going to be safe to get rebooted if he went down, but Ozzy going down changes things up completely, because guess where he just got rebooted?
Cooper, Zemi, Flakes, they're all looking up in the sky. Ozzy doing everything he can to try and duck it out.
Oh,
He's gonna get knocked one more time. Somebody's sure to clean him up. That'll be gone, but Alex and Loser Fruit, they recognize, hey, if there's going to be somebody getting eliminated this early on, we want to make sure that we can possibly get involved, and everyone's starting to creep up now into this Dirty Docks area.
He looks sad.
Even had Baxity and Reason going on over there as Seti and Daya with 2 eliminations, 19 teams left in the game, which means they sent one of them packing early here for game number 2, and that's got to start to boost the confidence right there for Seti and Daya, because now they got position on one of the high hills here on the map, and they can kind of just play it by ear.
Ozzy is so used to watching the pros be victims, but now he's on the receiving end. He just cannot touch the ground. Everybody just aiming up, trying to prevent him from getting any sense of survivability. And Peterbot, he's going to completely scatter. He's trying to make as much space as possible so that his duo can actually try and be a contender here in Lobby 2.
I kind of know what this feels like right now. Getting put in the blender, you're getting put into a smoothie right now. But they figured it out. Peterbot was able to create enough distance so when Ozzy got rebooted yet again, they're more closer towards Slurpee Swamp. But you got to remember, it was Bugha and Typical Gamer that got those early eliminations onto Ozzy, and they already moved into that POI.
Ooh, Alex getting mixed up here with Nate Hill, but Nate Hill, that's going to be a fast elimination. Regs now just looking to pull back. She needs to disengage. Defense is the best offense at times, and Regs knows Alex not trying to let up the pressure anytime soon. With Nate dropping back into the lobby. He's not careful. He's going to get eliminated one more time. Alex nearly picking off Nate on the landing, and he'll get the job done, finish what he started. And Nate just going to have to sit and hope that Regs is going to be able to play a little bit more defense for him so he can actually touch down.
Oh, I think that.
And these were the fears. These were the fears. Talking to Alex, even Kanata, that you can't split and play that way because it's like a beacon. You're like a flare in the ocean. They know exactly where you're respawning at. And now Alex has found the actual player keeping the whole thing alive with all the loot, which is Regs. Getting pressured in by Loser Fruit on one side. Alex playing box to box on the other. The top was already taken, and now he's moving in to try to clean up this elimination on the Regs. And he does so with ease. The numbers game is just too much.
But with how close we are to Boom and Mace, that might actually draw the attention of the Gentlemates, Nikov and Podicide. They're starting to kind of poke their heads on over. Got a good idea that maybe there's a survivor trying to scramble into their area. Peterbot and Ozzy, though, they left Slurpee Swamp wide open. And other teams have tried to move in, but Mongrel doesn't stand a chance. Peterbot letting him know what's good for what feels like the millionth time since yesterday's games. And Peterbot, 2 eliminations already. He is just reminding everybody why you do not challenge him.
I feel like that's a symbol of Fortnite. Out with the old Mongrel, in with the new Peterbot. Because Peterbot's got to be like the new toy right there. 5 FNCSs. He sees Mongrel once again. A little bit of missed opportunities there from Peterbot. Something that you don't see very often. But at least it lets us know that he is human.
But it's just crazy to think about the fact that
this guy's not even human. That's how good he is.
Could land at Dirty Docks, and yet no other duo was able to take full advantage of moving into an optimal position at Slurpee Swamp to even try and cut them off. Sure, you've got Bugha and Typical Gamer a little ways ahead of them, but even that is a fight that Peterbot is more than open to taking on head first.
Yeah, confidence at an all-time high here. And we saw this elimination on the Mongrel. We let him know what's up right afterwards. Ozzy just kind of playing that safe game. Something that Ozzy's just playing his role pretty well, and he's not just getting that big head, that ego, and being invited to a competition like this. He said, hey, I'm just going to do what I need to do for my teammate, and we'll see what happens.
Koyota and Captain Shota, though, they're just going to keep things moving. They don't want to get stuck between multiple teams. They're trying to prioritize just making it into that initial open zone. But Toyota is such a prominent fragger. Everybody knows
How
what he's
Alex?
capable of.
Again,
And I think that's why they're just going to
Alex
look to hedge their bets on taking this fight with Allier and Mongrel. Allier a little bit too split from his duo. He doesn't stand a
haven't
chance.
seen
Toyota, just a menace.
Oh,
to be
no!
reckoned with. That'll be his first elimination. And I'm sure that he's bound to continue looking up into the sky for more.
Just some of those things you don't see coming with the
Mongrel
crash pads and the
Mongrel's
shockwaves. You think you're safe, and no team is nearby. And a blink of an eye, Allier
Oh,
gets
there's
jumped
Allier.
on, put back on respawn, and that's the same pain Mongrel's been feeling. So for this game number 2, Allier and Mongrel have been having such a tough time as Toyota farms another elimination onto Allier. Even if they're not getting the siphon mats, the minis that comes with getting the elimination, it's the points that really matter.
We all knew that follow-up was inevitable from Toyota and Shota, but even more importantly still, we've got a little bit of a listen in with a couple of our fan favorites, Peterbot and Aussie.
With Mongrel.
On you? Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go kill Allier.
Yeah, yep, nice.
Oh, they're finally talking.
Step
Yeah,
down.
yep, I'm just getting the slope truck and I'll help you, okay?
No!
Nice, very good.
Farm out
Good
here.
stuff,
Follow
good stuff.
Mongrel.
Yep, yeah. Nice, very good stuff, mate.
Oh, what?
So now we know what the starting point was
That's
like
just them
between those two
cooking
teams.
Allier.
Peterbot just calls the target, Aussie all too ready to follow up.
If they were just a couple of seconds sooner on getting that elimination onto Mongrel, that would have been another team down and out of the game. But their strategy is not working so well because it's actually Zemi who's doing
I think
the
this will go
elimination.
straight down.
Alex
Bad
getting
rally.
that loot.
Because everyone's
And they're
just
trying to base
targeting
up over here just south of Boomin Base. You see a couple of teams outside of the zone, a couple more inside of the zone, and you're seeing it's Podesai and Nikov, the ones that actually land off in this position, that are trying to take most use of it.
But we just saw Alex with 6
him is Jacob.
eliminations, 6 points already, Jacob. And yet there's only been one duo fully eliminated from this lobby.
Seeing the struggles that happen if you go down too early. And this is where I start to talk about a little bit of that danger zone, spit zone, going in the 6. You're still able to reboot, but where are you going to go? You go too deep
I
in the
like
zone,
how he
you could
did
get
this,
chunked out
Jacob.
even
That's
with
just
the barrels.
straight down simple.
Cammy,
Like,
Jacob
just
trying to play
Jacob.
it very, very carefully. They know the
Lowercase
whole
Jacob.
western side of that zone
Awesome.
is going to
Such a
open
chill
up.
guy.
They know it's relatively low damage, so they're going to hedge their bets in that direction.
But with all that early commotion at Dirty Docks, glad to see Faxity and Reason are still kicking in this one. They're looking like they might be able to get a nice flank opportunity onto a couple of our teams that are pushed a little bit further inside this edge of zone. But
Hi, Dr.
Fax
Shadow.
and Reason,
Bro,
Big Brother,
bro, you're
trying to
back.
be careful. Doesn't want to overstep his welcome.
What's up?
You know, when Faxity got in last second, I might have been one of the happiest people being able to watch him play, being able to check out his streams. He is so entertaining,
muted
and
and
he's
so
good.
soft?
He's good. He just needs to get more reps in a competition. You know, you saw that stat. He's placed top 10 in at least 10 of them. He just hasn't been able to pull off that big win. But hey, if he's able to pull off a win here at the FNCS Pro-Am, that's the only one that matters.
His only option is to pull off a Victor Royale here, Jacob. He said he was getting at least one for the broadcast today, at least one for the fans back home, and he's got to get at least
Are you
one
still
for Amar. I mean, show the man some love.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, though, and we'll have to check back in with Faxity to see what's taking
Look for
place.
Power
Cooper
Alex up
Zemi
to 5.
wanting to get a little bit aggressive onto Daya and
Look
Seti.
for Power
gonna have to
Alex.
sit and wait.
Boop, bopped up to 5.
Seen at least 3 teams over towards Slurpee. One of them's going to get jumped on by Peterbot. That's Jacob who does go down. It's actually Ozzy who gets the elimination. Third one of the game. And they get that legendary Slurp juice. It's going to heal up that shield and HP over time if they need it, which they might because the zone is pulling all the way towards the north. I'm not sure who that second team is just outside of Slurpee Swamp with them. It's going to be Flakes and Gone. They need to be careful because
He's
Peterbot
back!
and Ozzy are
Guess
warming
who's
up
back?
and getting more and more dangerous
Jacob's
as time
back.
goes on.
Oh, but Cammy, he's running out of mobility options, and he
think
is
Allier
being
is, like,
chased
coughing.
out. Jacob already looking grim as far as his HP can take him, though. And he'll buy a little bit more time
Oh,
here.
Jacob,
but
yes,
Gone
yes,
and
Jacob.
Flakes, they're not looking to let
Good
things
boy,
settle.
Jacob.
The rest of the lobby also taking notice
Should
of the
I
team
Jacob
that's
to
under
win
duress,
this
and
game?
Jacob will be
Yeah.
forced to duck
He's
underneath that
getting
bridge,
rushed.
try to reunite with Cammy. Gone and Flakes gonna tarp their way through. They've got enough hard mats to make it happen, but you don't want to burn all of your material too early on.
Yep. It's Flakes and gone, but let's go ahead and take a listen in for Thomas HD and Somerset and how they're playing through this endgame.
1.5, 55. I think we're just gonna have to be a little aggressive.
Wait, there's a guy. That was the guy from before.
Yeah, it's a team talk.
I like that. I like that. Everybody knows Thomas HD, probably the IGL from the team, but Somerset just letting her opinion be known. We might have to play a little bit aggressive, giving up that information. And if I'm Thomas HD and my teammates says, look, we got to start getting aggressive to close the gap, I would be with it, especially if I got a mammoth.
I was looking.
Nonchalant about that elimination too. It's like he had no other expectations but for it to go his way as Alex finds yet another knock, potentially having been stolen away from him though. But no, it is credited Nate Hill. Will one more time be added to the tally count here for Alex and Loserfruit. Oceano showing up big right now. And Loserfruit herself, she said it, all I want is to place higher than Locky. And with the way that Alex is firing off on all cylinders right now, I might be able to make it happen.
Oh, Alex is Allie down again.
Oh, wait, Allie's still alive?
Away by Coles and possibly Vaxity as well. I think this might be the most eliminations we've actually been able to see. I know it's only been 1.5 games so far, but with reboots turned off, that's where the pressure is really getting felt. Nate Hill, Regs,
Yeah, we might have to
separated,
cut this
a little
off.
too far for their own liking, especially since they're both going to feel a little bit of that max pull. Regs is going to go down to Thomas HD. One more
only one
elimination
team.
point for them, and now that leaves Nate Hill by himself.
Cold's Bound has spotted out that body
team
window
shot.
that Red just popped off directly underneath their current position. Courage, a little bit pressed here for the loadout, but he's at least got 150 in that chug jug. They can still work with this. They would definitely like a refresh because every elimination point, we're going to need to see some of these teams start going big like other individuals already have.
Yeah, this might be one of them. You see, he does have that exotic SMG. Every time he reloads, he does get that 0-point dash effect a little bit. Doesn't last a long time, but hey, the endgame is chaotic. It's the little difference makers that really count. And Jacob and Cam are trying to go ahead and cement their position. They know it's not a far rotation to zone, but how dangerous this lobby is.
We'll be right back until the endgame.
Ronaldo, Kanata are trying to get denied entry.
Everybody just preventing Ronaldo and Kanata from moving.
Can't
even
wait to
one
show you
inch
guys.
closer. They're going to be forced to actually
Fix the
pull
battery
back,
out.
try and drop as much wall coverage as possible, but it's Peterbot and Ozzy that are refusing to let Kanata and Ronaldo get any closer. They want full control of this low ground position, and they've got it. They've made Kanata and Ronaldo
Chat,
use
let's
so
go.
much of their builds.
Opposite team, chat.
Ronaldo doesn't really have a whole lot left to work with. They're going to need to find an elimination for a refresh.
Yep, and this is a good opportunity.
Chat.
Of course, they want to
Ooh,
shockwave to the front, but at least they're able to get a little bit of point of view of where their competition is at. As soon as they make their way there, box
Chat.
up, let a lot of the zone
Oh,
start to
while
open up.
we're watching
Two
this,
games so
it's
far.
kind of
Queasy
getting
and
into
Nick
basketball.
at 30 going for that
Oh, yeah.
early high ground, 8
Oh, yeah.
zone. There's still a couple more, so hopefully it works out this time.
But it's the Queasy Classic. Get high, don't die. They just
Oh my god!
Look, Queasy and Nick Day 30 high ground again.
Team down below the shockwave up. Try to hit a little bit of surprise attack. Ozzy went down not too long ago, which leaves Peterbot by himself. And I said the same thing about Coles. It's a different feeling when you're Peterbot as a solo. He doesn't have to
32
play
people
to help
still up.
Ozzy. He doesn't have to play to help
Queasy
the
and
duo. He
Nick
can
Day 30
play
dead.
as a solo without a worry, but it comes crashing down from Nick at 30 as
Nick
Con
at 30
and Facebook up and send them packing.
And Queasy
And
doesn't
reboot
have
just
any
to show
mobility.
you.
He's going to be forced to actually commit to
Right
those
as
lower
Nick
layers.
died.
Or to find a refresh.
That's so
But the
sad.
punishment is
Flaky
severe.
Daddy.
Peterbot catches Flake completely off guard. Gone now going to be forced to work as a
Wait,
solo
can
from this
Peterbot
current zone. And Gone, he's got the high ground. He's
Someone
trying
said
to
my-
stop Thomas in his tracks. But Gone, how much longer can you realistically buy time with this loadout?
Peterbot behind him does have that shockwave. He can make his presence known in a blink of an eye. So Gon has to be careful.
Rufus
A lot of our
dead.
solos just trying to look bigger than they actually are. Clicks is even going for the high ground. Peterbot finds his way in. The legendary slurp juice that he got from Ozzy paying off big.
Anybody else, you wouldn't even
Puts
bat an eye,
Lacey
but
on a high
Peterbot,
ground.
he's used to working,
How Alex
and this
still
kind of
alive, taking
operation, the solo
storms in.
scenario is what he can actually pop off in best, but Lacey clicks.
I should be an
they're a duo
FNCS
compadre
announcer.
unit. They don't have to worry about anybody else because they're taking advantage, just
Oh, boy.
spraying all these
No!
teams on the ground.
No,
They have the
TG!
jug, they have the slurp.
My
Down below,
bookie!
Peterbot is trying to hold on to his position, spraying to the backside of the zone. That's Faxity that's feeling a
Cool,
little bit of
Alex.
that pressure as they get shockwave up and off. Clicks Lacey do not have high ground anymore. In fact, Ramona gets sneak kickoff for it.
Clicks is
First
popping
down gonna be
now.
cleaned up. Clicks is firing on all
Well, it looks like a
cylinders.
weapon,
Clicks
but he's
better
still
because that
popping.
shockwave set lays in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah, Clicks!
That's a huge shutdown to Loserproof's team. And even with Clicks losing Lacey, he looks like he's got things fully under control in the high ground.
He has to be careful though.
I
He has
look
no
over here,
real
it's
way
really
down
just
in terms of
a
safety.
lot.
No
We got it.
shockwaves, no crash pads.
Oh,
But he's
someone's
making
just
sure
falling down
nobody
in the
can look up,
ocean.
So it will not be a worry, especially with the zone
God.
floating on over to the
What's
side
happening
of
down
that
there?
mountain.
Everyone's
Another
falling to the
solo
ocean.
is going to be Peterbot, and he's running out of his
insane.
chug jug, and he's running out fast.
That zone
Clicks
is looking
don't-
awfully
it's
devious,
not
but the way
looking
that it's
the
pulling back over this elevation is actually going to be a huge benefit to Clicks. He's got these pre-existing builds. All he has to do is keep the pressure at an all-time high. Peterbot might be forced to drop here in a moment, though, but who's he going to drop into? Could it be Cooper? Could it be Kanata? No, instead, layer transition back towards that secondary
Ooh,
height.
cool
Battle
dead.
set to the abyss off that shockwave, and Daya, she'll meet her end, though.
Now every single person left alive in this
It's
game
like-
is a solo in this competition, and Seti's just trying to
Dang,
work his way through.
Kanata.
All he has
Oh,
is the bare
no!
minimum.
They
The
won
Cypher
this round.
Knife, and if
Cooper
you look
dead.
up,
Oh,
no,
Clicks is
that's
definitely
not an
winning this.
angel, that's
But if he doesn't win this, I don't know.
Kanata
Nobody knows
dead.
what to do with. This is a
Kanata
Clicks
is-
game.
Kanata, he's reliving the practice moments currently. He doesn't have any heals this time, though, and Seti.
Ooh,
don't know
wait,
if he's
Clicks
in
is
the
actually
same kind
looking
of
so
position,
good.
But look at Clicks, an absolute menace in the high ground, just causing so much mayhem for the
Seti.
team down below.
Oh.
Seti finds
Oh,
Kanata.
oh, Clicks,
Now with
Clicks,
all of
oh,
his
Clicks,
damage,
no,
Clicks trying to
Clicks,
make sure
if you
he
win this,
doesn't get
Clicks,
chopped
all
down.
of you have to
Seti
subscribe if
got
you
a
win
way to
this.
make his way
And
towards
if he
the high
doesn't
ground.
win this, you
Clicks
guys have to
is
like.
He has all of his builds. He still has a couple of slurp juices remaining. He's gonna look for Seti. He wants the finishing shot. He doesn't need the heal up, but he might just look to play it safe anyway.
Cypher mats are so important. That changes the game completely from the situation we're in. Double
Oh,
slurp juice.
oh, it's duels. Two people left. No, Clicks, no. Yeah! Yeah, Clicks! This guy's my rookie! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! We are the champions, my Clicks.
A victory royale in game 2, and Frankie, even more to say.
If there's anything we learned from that last game, it's that America's sweetheart never plays it safe. Clicks, the two of you take the high ground. Lacey goes down. What's your reaction?
I might have shockwave Lacey into zone, and I knew that would have been a big sell, but it doesn't matter because I won it, so it's all good.
Is that why he sent you into the zone? Because he wanted to do it as a solo,
He
Lacey?
sent me into the zone, but I trusted him the whole way. I never had a doubt he was winning that.
And while he is winning it, are you talking to him or are you like, I gotta stay silent, let him do his thing?
I was just giving him simple calms, mats, refreshes, pop his slurp before he goes down to fights, and letting him play.
And you are loving those shockwaves because we saw that Seti got shockwaved into the zone in those final moments. In a way, it kind of won you the game. Is this your favorite item right now in Reload?
Honestly, my favorite item is the spaz. They need to bring the spaz back.
Well, I know that a lot of people from Epic Games are watching, so they might take on your suggestion. But how satisfying
Sorry, guys.
was that
Just
solo
doing
moment?
something.
How did you keep track of
Oh.
everything from the high ground?
Honestly,
Wait,
I just
how
kept on
many
building up and up where shockwaves can't get to that height limit, so you basically have no threat. You just keep on playing your game and spraying.
Now, there's an interesting situation that happened at the start of that game, which was that Peterbot and Aussie Antics, they dropped on our leaders from the first game, Cooper and Zemi. Are you worried they're going to be coming all the way?
The thing is, me and Peter got a good alliance going on,
Very
so
in chat,
honestly, keep on
very.
dropping on Cooper and Zemi.
Excuse me, we want a fair fight. Hopefully we're going to have one. Before we head to the break though, please, Galen Center, show your appreciation for Clicks and Lacey!
Clicks! Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you guys in the next video.
Wait,
And
what?
hope you guys
Whoa.
enjoy.
Wait, what ending?
Yeah, after that, I show you after that round.
Oh, but there's still 4 more rounds.